have a loaded show here on Miami Dolphins Today by Chat Sports. I am Nic Rohloff. The Dolphins filled their final vacancy on their coaching staff at special teams coordinator. We'll talk about who they hired and how he will potentially help the Miami Dolphins special teams unit. Plus, Janu Smith is going to the Pro Bowl, and I want to reflect at the very end of today's show about his season and what lies ahead for him and this position group for the Miami Dolphins. But we'll jump right into the special teams coordinator hire because Tom Pelissero reported earlier today that the new special teams coordinator in Miami is going to be Craig Aukerman. He was formerly a Tennessee Titans special teams coordinator. He has a lengthy history inside the National Football League. Did not coach in 2024, but ultimately becomes the Danny Crossman replacement. And I see a lot of people on Twitter, by the way, not thrilled with this hire. A lot of people believe that it's the same level as Danny Crossman. No upgrade here. I am actually going to come up here, put my foot on the line, put myself out there, and disagree with some of those people disputing the hire on Twitter. I think it's a smart hire, and we'll look at what he's done throughout his career as well as how he graded out, according to Pro Football Focus, as the special teams coordinator for the Tennessee Titans. But before we get into all of that, this is why you subscribe to the channel, and this is why you have your notifications turned on, because we are dropping videos on a daily basis, sometimes 2 videos a day, and we also go live on Tuesdays. We made a short when the hire was announced earlier in the afternoon. That's why you hit those notices so you never miss a piece of Miami Dolphins news. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click those notifications turned on to all, not just personalized, so you never miss a piece of content we put out here on the channel. All right, let's break down Aukerman now because his resume is pretty lengthy, and this isn't even going back to all of the places that he has coached in his career, but it's really just since 2010. He spent a couple of years in Jacksonville, then became the assistant coordinator for the Titans for 3 seasons, got the upgraded position for the Chargers special teams coordinator position in 2016 before returning back to Tennessee, 1 year as the assistant special teams coordinator, and then he spent a lot of time, 6 seasons, 5.5 if we're going to be honest, with the Tennessee Titans under Mike Vrabel as his special teams coordinator. And I said 5.5 seasons as the Titans special teams coordinator because in that 2023 season, he actually got canned halfway through the year in Week 13. He was fired after a Titans loss. It was a disaster of a loss for the Titans, 31-28. That game featured 2 blocked punts against Tennessee. One of them was returned for a touchdown. And I could see why Aukerman was canned after that. And after he was fired midseason by Mike Vrabel and the Tennessee Titans, he did not coach in 2024. He took the year off and then now will return to the sidelines for the Miami Dolphins in 2025 as the head of this special teams unit. Not an assistant, the special teams coordinator for the Miami Dolphins, and will hopefully breathe life into new ideas, new schematic points for this unit that has ranked so low for the Miami Dolphins under Mike McDaniel the past 3 seasons. And I do believe that he will turn things around in a positive direction. But just off first glance, what did you grade the hire of Craig Aukerman? A, B, C, D, or F? It is today's pinned comment. So if you get hit with a YouTube ad break, scroll down, let it play, answer today's question. I like the hire, and I would grade it better than what most have, as I said earlier in the show, because I know it's Pro Football Focus, but they graded out the Titans special teams unit while he was there pretty well. There was only 1 year where they ranked in the bottom half of special teams unit when he was the coordinator. You see it. It was in 2020. But 2018, 2019, 2021, 22, 23, even though he was fired midway through the year, he still got about 60% of the season down, so most of that grading was under Aukerman. They were a really solid unit. And to me, I think there are a lot of different ways you could analyze special teams. Pro Football Focus does it their way. There's another NFL writer that does it his way and had the Titans special teams unit in this time graded between 14th and 20th in the NFL, so kind of a middle-of-the-pack special teams unit. But here's the thing. Even if it's on the other writer's side and not Pro Football Focus, and it's a middle-of-the-pack special teams unit and a middle-of-the-pack special teams coordinator, it's still an upgrade for the Miami Dolphins. It is, because the Dolphins special teams unit has been bottom 5 in the National Football League for each of the last 3 seasons. It has been a glaring issue for the Dolphins as Mike McDaniel has become head coach. And I am welcoming any change and any new thought processes, especially on a unit that was graded relatively high, according to Pro Football Focus. But one of the reasons why the special teams unit has not been that good, in my opinion, is the punting game. I have not been a fan of Jake Bailey, and I don't think the punt coverage unit has been solid either. Well, guess what Aukerman did in Tennessee? He helped develop one of the best seasons that we have seen from a punter in recent memory. I mean, I'm talking, it might have been the best punting season since Shane Leckler was booting it for the Raiders in the early 2010s and late 2000s. Ryan Stonehouse set absolute records for the Tennessee Titans in 2022. You want to hear some of those records? Well, I brought receipts. Stonehouse set the record for most yards per punt. Yes, as a rookie, with 53.1 yards per punt in 2022. That record that he beat was set previously in 1940. 1940 was the last time a punter had a better season on yards per punt than Ryan Stonehouse under Aukerman in 2022. He also obviously led the league in punting yards. He was a all-rookie and a second-team AP All-Pro in 2022. I don't know how you can see those numbers and see those statistics from Ryan Stonehouse and try to tell yourself that Aukerman didn't have at least a piece of that. Is Stonehouse a talented punter? Yes, and he was having a good 2023 before he ultimately got hurt, which was part of the reason Aukerman got canned from Tennessee as well. But either way, if he was able to come out of here as a rookie and have those type of numbers, I'm not going to say Miami's going to have the best punter in the NFL next season, but at least it's going to be better than what we've been watching over the past couple of seasons. So to me, I am relatively happy about Aukerman coming here. And we're going to look at what the Dolphins have been doing on special teams the past couple of seasons. But first, we are sponsored by GameTime, the number one way to get your tickets, whether you're going to any live event in your local area. GameTime will have you covered. GameTime has so many great features that make it easy to purchase your tickets, one of them being all-in pricing. Toggling that feature shows you the total price of your ticket up front with no surprise fees at checkouts. GameTime Picks is a new one as well. It curates a bunch of good valued tickets, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. They also allow you to get a full panoramic view of your seat in the app before you buy. There's so many great events. And if you are in the local Miami area, I know not everyone watching here is in Miami, but if you are, look at this highlight event here. February 11th, Mary J. Blige is coming to the 305. Get your tickets today. Make sure you use the all-in pricing feature so you don't get blindsided by fees at checkout, but go see one of the most talented artists of our generation in Miami, hanging out with all y'all right now. And make sure you download the app. Use code CHATSPORTS when you're signing up to get $20 off your first purchase. First purchase only. Terms apply. One more time. But use code CHATSPORTS to get $20 off. Shout out to GameTime. Lowest price tickets guaranteed. The reason why I don't care that some people graded out Aukerman high, some people graded him out a little low, is because even if he's a middle-of-the-pack guy, it's going to be better for the Dolphins than what we've seen. Look at the numbers over the last 3 years. Seriously, they were the 31st graded special teams unit according to Pro Football Focus in 2024, 29th in 2023, and dead last in 2022. I mean, it can't get worse than what it's been, right? That's kind of how I'm looking at it. So anything other than bottom 4 in the NFL is going to be a massive improvement. But the question is about this special teams game is that how will Aukerman view Jake Bailey, who I have labeled as a Miami Dolphins cut candidate. And I didn't think he had the best season for Miami in 2024, and I don't think he's the best punter in general. I would like to see the Dolphins move on from Bailey. The numbers in the punt game for the Dolphins this past season were not good. Bailey carries dead cap number that's very small, and you could free up about $1.9 million in cap space if you move on from Bailey. Maybe you draft a punter in the later rounds. You have 3 picks in the 7th round when you include comp picks. Maybe you use one there on a punter and try to develop him or find one in undrafted free agency. Either way, I think it would be beneficial for Miami to move off of Jake Bailey, save the $1.9 million in cap, and let Aukerman kind of pick out his punter for the 2025 NFL season. But what say you? Should the Dolphins let Jake Bailey go? I am all for it. I'm typing my C's for cut. But ultimately, let me know what your thoughts are. Type C for cut or type K for key. All right, next up to round out today's show, I want to show some Janu Smith love because he had a terrific season for the Miami Dolphins, and he is getting honored as well for his career year in a Fins uniform. He is heading to the Pro Bowl. A bunch of people announced it, but we're just going to use Bobby's social here. He's a Pro Bowl alternate. He's replacing Travis Kelce, and I know a lot of people don't feel as passionate about the Pro Bowl as they once did, but I do think this is a time to kind of reflect on Smith's terrific season because, one, he is the only Miami Dolphins player to be going to the Pro Bowl. And if you told Dolphins fans before the season that Janu Smith was going to be the only Dolphins Pro Bowler, you would have probably assumed it was not a good season for Miami, and, well, you were right. But Smith had a career year. He played in all 17 games for the Dolphins, had 88 receptions, 884 yards, 8 touchdowns as well. He was absolutely dominant for the Dolphins, and for a stretch there between like week 13 and week 16, he was arguably the best pass catcher for the Miami Dolphins, and that included Devon Achane, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. That's how good Janu Smith was. It was a career year for him. The receptions, yards, touchdowns, all career highs. Now, he did not set a new career high in touchdown receptions. It ties a previous career high, but 88 catches and 884 yards is the most amount of yards he has ever had and most amount of receptions he's had in his career. Not only for him, though, but for the Miami Dolphins. It set a Dolphins single-season record for receptions and receiving yards at the tight end position. We have never seen a tight end have 88 catches and 884 yards. Truly a tremendous season from Janu Smith. A home run signing by Chris Grier in free agency. Has 1 year left on his contract. I'd like to see maybe a small extension. But either way, Janu Smith, what a season. I'm glad he's getting honored and will be in Orlando for the Pro Bowl. And that news actually was announced yesterday, by the way. And if you wanted to learn about that, make sure you follow me on Twitter because I tweeted about Janu Smith going to the Pro Bowl yesterday. At Nic_Rohloff is my handle. If you want the most Dolphins news and rumors, be subscribed and follow me on social media because I'll have you covered on everything you need.